Peacenplants Danika. This video is for you. It is February 3rd and it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Everything that you need to know and everything that you want to know. This is going to be a very laid back, relaxed. You see, I got the fireplace going right now over the plants. So just chill. Everything is beautiful. The good things that I noticed about your variegated monstera and what I can tell that you are doing and saving its life, right? You said that it had 3 leaves to start with, and now we're down to 1. But let me tell you how good that 1 leaf looks. So round of applause to you, Miss Danika. You're doing a very, very good job. Now that soil mixture that you have, I remember you said that you kept it in the same soil mixture that you got it in. And that's pretty much what most of us do. But what I like to promote is for us always to change the soil. Always, always change the soil whenever you get a new plant, unless you get it from me, all right? Because I'm gonna make sure to nourish and care for that soil, as you'll see what I'm talking about. But always change your soil when you're getting foreign plants, because you never know, for one, what pests, what types of things are in that soil, and if there's any nutrients or anything that the plant actually wants, all right? So one thing that we wanna do is study exactly where a plant is from. We want to study everything about the plant. And usually the soil mixture tells you everything that you need to know about the plant, right? So we're talking about our variegated monsteras, very beautiful plants. I've been working with these plants for a while now, for a few years, maybe about 4 or 5 years. Started off with the regular monstera, as you can see, my baby right here. And I like your monstera, very beautiful. Your plant is popping, popping, all right, popping. But we want to start to focus on the soil mixture. So with our monsteras and our variegated monsteras, here's a Thai constellation here. I'll show you. I'm gonna give you a little demonstration of the things I have laid out here, because it is gonna cue you in a lot to the soil when you start to see, oh, that's how that plant is growing. And this is what it's in, this is what it's been in, and this is the process that it's been going through. So yeah, there we go. Now, epiphytes are amazing. This is a term that we use loosely, but again, it will tell you a lot about a plant. And you, my dear, have epiphytes. You have philodendrons. Epiphytes are plants that use others as hosts. Okay, so it's not really like a bad thing too much, but they kind of just nestle in the nooks and crannies of other trees and shrubs, things like that. So they have a medium that is very different than regular potting soil, okay? That is very, very important. A lot of people get philodendrons, our monsteras, our lichens, different plants that I'll show you as time goes on. And if you're interested in seeing more, we can definitely go there. I'll show you more things. This is just a little bit. I just didn't want to overwhelm you or myself on this first journey that we're taking together. Our epiphytes require very specific soil mixture. Our variegated monsteras and our regular monsteras even. And I'm going to give you a little cue to your regular monstera, that beautiful, beautiful monstera that I seen with those beautiful leaves. I'm going to have a little segment, if I will, on that monstera, because I have some really good pointers for you to help that thing just shine. All right. Not that it's not, it's doing very, very well, but I want to give you a little juice on it. So our epiphytes, the medium that they sit in is decomposed matter. That's all it is. In the rainforest and its natural habitat, epiphytes, our orchids and things like that, even our carnivorous plants, the plants that you asked about, certain ones, pitcher plants, are epiphytes because they live within the nooks and crannies of trees. So what is it? Why am I so serious about the soil mixture and the medium of which you are to use with philodendrons, with monsteras and variegated monsteras Thai constellations? The decomposed matter is basically bark. It's basically bark and moss That's basically what it is. You are replicating it is so easy. Like I said, like we spoke about on the phone, it is so easy to kill these plants, and it's so easy to help them thrive and to watch them thrive and just wow you each and every time. And it's all about the soil mixture. These plants are very, very resilient. I've had them outside, and I'm not gonna recommend you do this, okay? But I've had them outside in 30 degrees outside. Then I took it in, but I noticed the plant. I said, oh my goodness, what's going on? I was a little nervous about it, but I'm gonna tell you, these plants are resilient. They're like weeds if you give them the soil mixture that they want. Their roots need to grow. They want aerial roots to come out. Now, let's talk about the aerial roots for a second. This is a very, very good sign. As you know, when you see them on your regular Monstera, on your Monstera deliciosa, this is a very, very good sign. You are doing everything correct, but they want more. They want more. They want more. Aerial roots are extensions from the plant that actually absorb the moisture in the air. They kind of look for, more ways, which you might already know. These are things that you may already know, but I'm going to break it down to you and just help you to understand exactly how much you know, because a lot of times as plant people, we move so fast, and we already have the keys. We already know, but we deal with so many different species, and there's so many different names and different soil mixtures that you have to deal with different plants, right? So you sometimes don't know that you already got the juice. You got the juice, you got the juice, you got the juice. That's that aerial root spiel right there. Always be understanding of the fact that some plants may not make it, and it is not always your fault. You have the green thumb, all right? I'm gonna tell you exactly why your variegated Monstera is in the state that it's in right now, and you're doing everything you can, and I can see it, to save this plant. Soil mixture, that's it. And it might wanna go into a bigger pot, a little bit more of a bigger pot. It's the soil mixture. I'm telling you. Once you change the soil mixture, give it a nice spritz, I'm gonna tell you, it's gonna look like a completely different plant in about 3 weeks. And I'm gonna show you a few of the projects that I'm working on here, just to reassure you that it's okay. And the projects that I have here, they're specific. These plants are not perfect. These plants are going through a lot, but I'm going to reassure you that it's okay. And your plant is going to be fine. Don't even worry about it. I have videos that are also going to reiterate everything that I'm saying to you today now, okay? For this personal video that you have paid for, and I am very thankful of that on behalf of the plants. So let's just jump right into it, why don't we? This is that soil mixture that I was telling you about. This is the variegated Monstera. And as you can see, there is a lot of bark in here. All right, this started off as an experiment, but it ended up just being my ritual with gardening, period, with philodendrons, okay? Any plants that form aerial roots, all right? This is very, very important for, I have found, because what are Monsteras? They are epiphytes. Let me tell you something, Danika, it is gonna save your life. You're gonna see how easy these plants are actually, how easy they actually are to manage. So let's go ahead with this. I'm gonna explain an epiphyte, but this is from the Thai constellation. Not as much orchid bark, not as much in there, but there is some moss and there is some orchid bark here, some right here. Very, very important, okay? And this is the third, okay? You see that bark in there, that bark mix. So what is an epiphyte? So I don't mean to continuously repeat the same thing, but there are certain things that I feel are very, very important for our topic that we're talking about. So here we go again for the epiphyte. All right, an epiphyte is one that plants that grow in or on other plants, okay? So orchids are epiphytes. Dead giveaways for epiphytes are the aerial roots, like on orchids, like on our monsteras. They kind of just are viney, and they grow in the nooks and crannies of trees and different things like that. So you want to replicate their natural environment. That's why I am very, very serious about mixing up the soil mixture and giving it exactly what it wants. It doesn't want a regular potting mix, because when you decompose, what happens? You have all kinds of different things in there. In nooks and crannies of trees, there's all kinds of decomposed matter, like this, like this, like this. You want to replicate it as much as you can. Don't just give it one base. So I want to just give you a nice look at it again. And yeah, it's just regular potting mix. You see some perlite in there, the white. See some perlite. Again, you see the bark, that orchid mix, and moss. So, and I also add rocks to some of my soil mixtures for aeration, okay? Because you want a very aerated soil. That helps to alleviate all of the pests, all of the flies that we get, and all of these unnatural things and pests that end up on our plants and start to kill our plants. So I'm gonna be very, very careful with that, and you wanna aerate your soil as much as you can. Okay, so we have a mixture of different species. Different species, different species, different species. I wanted to bring this one in here for a specific reason. See, a lot of us don't want to show our plants that look like this, right? We're like, no, just look at our perfect leaves. Just look at that. Don't look at this. But we're gonna look at this. We're gonna check this out, and we're gonna talk about that too. But I want to start with this one. I want to start with this baby right here. This is a variegated monstera. This was the first monstera that I acquired about 7 years ago, and I've cut from it about 30 times. Not even lying to you, seriously. It always comes back out. That's the beauty of these plants, these variegated monsteras, these monsteras. Okay, the philodendrons are amazing when it comes to replenishing life. That's all they want to do. They want to be cut. They want to be replenished. They want you to do this. So here we go. This one has been cut maybe, I don't know, 2 weeks ago or so. And also understand, Danika, that it is wintertime. And sometimes we forget that around the wintertime, right? During these colder months, our plants slow down. Our plants slow down their growth. So sometimes you got to do a little bit more to pop that growth out if you want to see it now. You know, if you want to wait, that's fine too, but you can also force it and see it now. And if you choose to go that way with it, let me tell you, a really, really, really good and very simple thing. All it wants is heat. You can force these guys with just heat. I have a heater going in certain rooms for the plants. That's all they need. You don't really need to spend so much money or time and energy on these lights. Just give it a nice window, you know, and let it be in a very warm area if you choose to force. Okay, let's get back to it. You can do the tulip thing. You can be the tulip bulb forcer if you'd like. So here we go with our baby. This is our first one. You know, it's been with me forever, and right now it's a stump. And I'm not sure if you've read anything on these guys, but they tell you do not cut it all the way down to a stump. But I always do. And they always come out, I mean, amazing. Amazing, all right? So now look at that soil mixture, all right? Very, very loamy, very fluffy soil, see? You see the mixture, you see that moss in there for the moisture, okay? You see the bark in there for aeration, just like the rocks for aeration. This one doesn't have too many rocks in it, but it does have the bark, the orchid mixture, and the moss and the potting mix. So it's a very, very nice bed. I'm gonna personally show you a video, about 10 seconds or so, when this baby comes out, so that you can see, wow, this is amazing, all right? They always come back out, just amazing. So this guy right here, went through something with one of my sons. Oh yeah, he had a little bit too much fun around daddy's plants. And this is our Thai constellation. I've cut from this baby about 2 times. We've had this for about 2 years, I want to say. And this plant is just phenomenal. I did a nice cut from this. It had an extreme aerial root. I took a propagation and did a water propagation. If you're interested in that, there's a very, very, very informative video I have on YouTube about propagation and how to not get the mushiness on your plant. Because if you know anything about the monsteras, okay, then you know that they will mush up on you. They will get rotten on you. The bottom of it will get black and it'll be over. But I have a really nice video on that. I digress. So back to our Thai constellation. This one has been cut twice. Been with me for 2 years. I did a really nice cut on this. First one was about 3 leaves. It was 3 leaves, and the second one was 2 leaves. And they all had really nice rooting systems. Very, very nice rooting systems. But you can see this. Now, my son got a hold of this. I came home one day, and it was just ripped. I mean, it was like serrated. It was almost a different kind of leaf. It almost looked like a maple leaf. I'm like, what the hell? This is a maple? Is this a maple leaf or is it a Thai constellation? I don't know what's going on. So I came and I just kind of took that cut right there. I just made it a nice, simple slice. But it will be coming back out. This was done about, I don't know. This is a recent happening. These are recent happenings here, okay? So this is maybe not even a week old, but this is that. And again, remember that they are in their dormancy phase, so to speak. All right, so you see that. And let's go with the soil. So this is the soil here. This is the one that doesn't have as much bark in there, as much orchid bark, orchid mix in there, but it does have a lot of moss and some really good soil. Really, really nice potting mix. So I'll give you a show when all of these guys decide to wake up. Now, we're gonna get to our variegated guys and then I'll show you everybody else on this table. So this one right here, we're very, very pleased with. Let me give you some light. We're very pleased with, okay? And this is a very low variegation, okay? But each and every new leaf comes out just amazing, right? So we don't know what exactly this leaf is gonna look like. We don't know, but each and every one has more variegation, okay? This one here is taking a lot of energy. The plant is doing a lot right now, and you don't wanna overwater your plants. See, I don't know if you can see a little bit of the coloring, the yellowing a little bit. Sometimes it's nitrogen deficiency, and sometimes it's just working. Sometimes you gotta let that plant work and do what it do. All right, so I just gave it a nice water and it was just raining here. And I collected some rainwater and did a nice watering. So you don't wanna water it too much at all. And it's in a terracotta pot. I recommend that these guys are in terracotta pots. Please, 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 please. Terracotta pots to help absorb that water and they're not sitting. We don't wanna see the water sitting ever. But at the same time as the terracotta is absorbing the moisture, we have the moss inside to absorb first, okay? So it'll get to those roots and you'll be happy. And this is the soil mixture here. It looks like it needs more water, right? But always check the bottom. See how dark that is? Look at that. Can you see that? Yes, this is beautiful, Danika. This is beautiful. I can feel you absorbing the information. I can feel you just being one with me right now and just taking this ride. So this guy right here, all right? This guy right here. What happened to you? And you? And you? What happened to you guys, right? Well, so this guy was left outside a little below 30. All right, so it was about 20 something. It was about 20 something. This is when we had that weather. And then when it was about like 20 something degrees at night, and I forgot to bring it in. But what's happening now, see, it's always a process of elimination. Okay, because not all of the leaves on this guy look like this. They don't all look like that, right? Some of them have some wear and tear, but they don't all look like this. This leaf, I always believe in keeping the oldest leaf if you can help it. See, I'd still keep it if it was like cut right here and it was only one leaf. Because you want to allow your oldest leaf to contain the energy that it needs to give throughout the entire plant. This one leaf right here is absorbing so much more, okay? The photosynthesis is popping on this top leaf right here. You wouldn't even believe it because you're looking at what you see. But don't even go for it. It almost died on me, but you know, we don't believe in that. So, all right, Danika, I think I answered all of your questions. If you have any more, and the same thing happened here with this baby. But you see, I did cut this leaf. It was another huge leaf. It was huge. It was a process of elimination. It was a process of elimination. I didn't want to do it, but I already seen that this new leaf was struggling a bit. And the soil on this guy is the same. It's the same. See, there's a lot of moss in there. I like to propagate my plants in straight moss. All right, some of them are propagated in water, but I like to propagate most of them in straight moss. All right, so there you go. There you go, Danika. There you go. All right. All right, so we are back. That was a mouthful, Miss Danika. I know, but I had some very, very crucial information in there, and I hope it really helped you out. If you do everything that I say, it will help you out. And that soil mixture, you just became a master on at least philodendron soil mixtures. That is a very, very crucial key that a lot of people don't even realize. They don't know, they don't understand. A lot of us get house plants and we think it just takes potting soil, and it does not. When you start getting more expensive, when you get to the more expensive plants and the more delicacies, you have to understand that that soil is everything. That soil is what's going to help your plant thrive and live. So I hope you appreciated this video, and I am here for any of your questions, and I look forward to more sessions. Hit me up, let me know. There's a plethora of info that I have. And yeah, I'm just looking around at my plants and just gathering the information, just giving the thanks and the appreciation for another family member to the botanical family. So thank you, Danika. Peace and plants.